Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad to have you here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite top 3 chickpea recipes. I'm going to be sharing with you the chickpea salad recipe as well as our favorite falafel recipe using cooked chickpeas and a hummus easy and fast chickpea recipe which we rely on as part of our meal prep weekly basis. So I'm cooking a big batch of chickpea. In the previous video I showed you the best way I cook and store chickpeas, so if you are interested I will place a link to the previous video where I talk about ways to sprout and store as well as use chickpeas and the best way to cook chickpeas as well. So here I'm baking a big batch of 1 kilo worth of chickpeas that I've cooked in the stovetop in a large pot where I've previously soaked using apple cider vinegar and water for 6 to 8 hours, and I've made the hummus recipe, just a basic recipe with tahini as well as cooked chickpea, olive oil and lemon juice, minced garlic, some cumin and some paprika. So I've put it all in a blender and I made a big batch of that will last us for about 2 to 3 days in the fridge. So we will have some for dinner today and I will store the rest in the freezer. Also, to make the chickpea salad recipe, it's best to use chickpeas that have been cooked in the pressure cooker because that really helps to break down the chickpeas to the point where they become really soft and really easy to digest and also very creamy and tasty. So I have cooked the chickpeas and drained them, and also I will add some lemon juice, some olive oil. I just like to keep it just sweet and simple. Lemon juice, olive oil, any fresh herbs that I have, parsley, coriander also works best with chickpeas, and I like to also add sliced purple onions, works best for this. So you can use whatever garnish you like, you can use whatever marinade you rely on, but I just like to keep it sweet and simple, and I mix it through and I also put it in the fridge in a container that stores very well, best preferably that has an airtight lid. So that's the chickpea salad recipe. Again, we have the falafel chickpea recipe where I use the cooked chickpeas and I just mash them up and I add whatever seasonings I like that traditionally used in falafel. So you might add some ground coriander, ground cumin, you might also want to add some little bit of a baking soda and all that to the mashed chickpeas, and then you just add whatever herbs you have that are fresh that you like in your chickpeas. So large amounts of fresh mint and fresh parsley work best. Then what I like to do is add some Himalayan salt. You can also use sea salt. Please avoid using iodized salt because what it does is it strips the body out of its minerals and makes the body really nutritionally deficient in many different minerals. So use Himalayan salt or natural sea salt because it just gives the body all the minerals that it requires. And then I just fold them into patties, and what I can do, 2 ways to cook them. I can place them in the oven on a baking tray in the oven, and I just brush them with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of coconut oil on both sides, and then just lay them on a baking tray in the oven, 200 Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes, and they cook very well. They come out very crispy. Another way that I like to cook them is on the stove top. So I just use either ghee or I use some olive oil or coconut oil, whatever works best for you. Ghee is absolutely amazing for the health as well, and it also gives it that kind of really nice nutty taste to it and a much more better crunch. So I just add a little bit of ghee on a saucepan, and then I just form the chickpea falafels into patties, and I just layered them up on the stovetop in the saucepan, and they work absolutely best that way. They come out also super crunchy, so you can store them frozen, raw. You just do the exact method of forming them into patties, putting them on baking sheet and storing them in the freezer to freeze individually, and then once they're frozen for an hour or 2, all you do is just take out, put them in a Ziploc bag, label them, and then use them whenever you want to either cook them in the oven or cook them on the stove top that way. So you can freeze them raw, or you can freeze them cooked. After they have been cooked, just freeze individually and then place in either a freezer friendly container or in a Ziploc bag labeled, and all you have to do is just defrost and consume them. That way they come out really nice, and they don't affect any of the taste or the smell by freezing them either cooked or raw. I just really prefer to use the cooked chickpeas in the falafel recipe compared to the raw uncooked ones, just because also they're very much easy to process by the body and they don't require a lot of oil when you are cooking compared to using uncooked chickpeas that have been processed in the food processor. And they're just I find that they also much more easier to digest by the body because they don't cause a lot of the digestion problems that you usually encounter when eating falafels made from uncooked chickpeas. And I just see that it's really easy and simple just to mash the cooked chickpeas that way and add whatever ingredients to make a quick dough using that. So I hope you give these recipes a try, and I have also been using them with while being on keto, while being on the weight loss phase of keto, as well as on the maintenance phase, and they have not affected my weight loss at all. And they have also not affected me getting out of ketosis. And I also make sure that when I do use chickpeas while on keto, I use less than 50-gram portions of chickpeas in my recipes. I hope you enjoyed the recipes, and I hope you do give them a try and let me know how it turns out. If you are interested in more keto recipes and more different tried and tested recipes and hacks, do let me know in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed watching this video, subscribe and like, and press the notification button, the bell button, because this allows that all the new videos that we post reach to you. Otherwise you wouldn't know that we posted a new video. I hope you have a great day. Take care and bye bye.